In a quiet, peaceful place, far from the city's hustle, a woman named Mandy lived with her 2 kids. She put up special cameras around her home to see the animals that roamed in her rural yard. Life was simple, until one night, fear knocked on her back door. One evening, while Mandy was away with her family, her phone buzzed with an alert. It said something moved near her back door. Curiosity and concern made her check the video. In the footage, she saw a dark figure, and then came a spine-chilling whisper. "Let me in." The sound of frantic scratching followed, as if someone desperately sought entry. Terrified, she began watching her cameras more closely. Soon, another video showed a mysterious figure lurking near her back shed. Another night, a cloaked person crept into her backyard, their eyes fixed on her house. "I was holding my crying baby as this person roamed my yard," Mandy shared. In the first clip, a strange figure appeared near Mandy's back shed. Many people scrutinized the video, confirming it wasn't doctored. They found a figure entering the frame, lingering near the shed, and then vanishing. Mandy and her husband rushed outside, but found nothing amiss. The second video revealed a person, perhaps a woman, entering her backyard, standing just a meter from her back steps. This was near where Mandy tried to soothe her sick baby. "My baby fell ill suddenly, crying nonstop, so I didn't watch this until an hour later," Mandy explained. "She disappears off camera, and the next camera doesn't spot her." Terrified and confused, Mandy contacted the authorities, but she still felt a mix of anger, confusion, and fear. "She stood near my baby's room," she shuddered. In response to these eerie incidents, Mandy decided to add more cameras with bright lights to safeguard her family. She and her husband even armed themselves, determined to protect their loved ones from any future intrusions. "I don't know who she is or what she wants, but she needs to either speak up or leave," Mandy insisted, her voice filled with worry. "I have a feeling she wants something that's not for sale. And I forgot to mention, she was right below my bedroom where my baby and I were." The unsettling footage sent shivers down the spines of those who saw it. Some believed the first figure was a spirit, but the second, an intruder who dared to disturb their family. "That's a big nope. I wouldn't even pack, just leave, taking only important things," cautioned one person. Another added, "I know what that is. Your reason to move." In a quiet neighborhood, a woman named JoJo lived in a cozy house with her young son. One evening as they returned home, they had no clue about the chilling encounter awaiting them. She had a ring cam on her front door. As they approached their front door, a stranger suddenly emerged from the shadows. He moved quickly, like a ghostly figure, closing in on JoJo and her son. Luckily, she had locked the door just seconds before they reached it, creating a barrier between them and the mysterious man. Confusion filled the air as the stranger attempted to open the door, his actions captured by the ring cam. Instead, she asked, "Who's that?" Her voice trembled with fear as the man peered eerily into the peephole, trying to catch a glimpse of what lay beyond. Panicking, JoJo yelled, "Get out of here! Get out of here!" She realized the man was standing mere inches from her front door, separated only by a thin piece of wood. The stranger slowly retreated from the door, but lingered outside, his intentions unknown. She urgently pointed towards the stranger and said, "There's a guy outside, look!" The ring cam continued to record the unsettling scene as the man remained outside, his silence raising suspicions. It was unclear whether she called the police or how long the stranger stayed outside. People believed that the stranger had sinister intentions. They noted the unsettling look in his eyes and his eerie silence. By the expressions in his eyes and his refusal to speak, it was clear that this encounter could have taken a terrible turn. "I'm glad you guys are safe," one person commented, acknowledging the potential danger they narrowly escaped. Another person remarked, "He definitely had bad intentions. You are so lucky." The realization that this encounter could have turned tragic weighed heavily on their minds. Yet another commenter pointed out, just by the look in his eyes, he definitely wasn't up to any good at all. The absence of any emotion in the stranger's demeanor added to the fear that gripped everyone who watched the video. In a quiet American home, there lived a mother named Ashley and her 3 daughters. To keep them safe while she worked the night shift as a nurse, she decided to buy a Ring cam during a big sale. This camera could watch over her girls, and she could even talk to them through it. Ashley did her homework, making sure it was a safe choice. She even asked another mom who used the same camera, and the mom said it was trustworthy. So, with confidence, she installed the camera in her daughter's room. It felt like an extra pair of eyes to keep her girls secure. Little did she know, trouble was about to creep into their lives. Only 4 days later, strange things began to happen. Alyssa, the 8-year-old, heard odd noises in her room. She thought her sister was playing music at first.
Well, first what happened, I was in the hallway, I thought it was my sister, so I heard some music. As I tiptoed to the window, so I come upstairs, and
But soon, the music turned into terrifying banging sounds. With a shaky voice, Alyssa called out to find out who was there. The Ring camera, the very thing meant to protect them, that answered back. A man's voice came from it, claiming to be Santa Claus. He told Alyssa to break the TV and asked if he was her best friend.
"I'm your best friend. I'm Santa Claus."
She was scared and she wanted to call her dad for help. But before she could, the man played more strange music. The situation was getting weirder and scarier by the minute. Her mom, Ashley, was at work, completely unaware of the horrifying situation unfolding in her own home. It was a nightmare. Ashley had trusted the Ring camera to keep her daughters safe, but it had become a tool for an unknown intruder to torment her child. When Ashley saw the video later, her heart sank. She realized how close her daughters had been to danger. The hacker could have watched them sleeping, changing, and who knows what else. In a panic, Ashley's husband disconnected the camera. They decided to return it immediately. The sense of security it was supposed to provide had been shattered. As they tried to make sense of this invasion of their privacy, they couldn't figure out who the hacker was. Ashley suspected it might be someone who knew their family or lived nearby. Reflecting on what had happened, she realized that she hadn't set up two-factor authentication on the camera, which could have added an extra layer of security. They took immediate steps to secure their home Wi-Fi so that it wouldn't be vulnerable to hackers. Ring, the company that made the camera, claimed it wasn't a security breach on their end, but warned that hackers often used stolen credentials to access accounts. They encouraged all users to enable two-factor authentication, use strong passwords, and change them regularly. In the end, the camera meant to protect Ashley's family had become a source of terror. It was a reminder that even the most trusted devices can be vulnerable, and that in the digital age, safety requires constant vigilance.